So I just learned it's ha ho ho. What? Ha ho ho. Ito Nrsimha, Ito Nrsimho. Ito, Yami Ito Nrsimho. Ho. 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 Ito Nrsimha, Ito Nrsimho. Ito Yami Ito Nrsimho. Ha. I'm aspiring by all your blessings to get my house and holy strikes. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhule Shrimati Bhakti Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurani Prasthaya Nirvishesha Dungavari Pasyatya Deshatami. Actually, I think I left my book over there. It's a small one? Is it over there?
This one.
This got bookmarks in it?
Yes.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Now this wooden.
So, continuing the pastimes of Lord Nrsimha Dev.
Yeah.
He's very ferocious. He's ready to eat you if you're not a devotee of Krishna. And yet I go not grass. So, I hope I can someday become a devotee with me to not grass. After Nrsimha Dev killed Hiranyakashipu, and where do we live after exactly?
After all the demigods after their prayers was through the
yeah. In between there, he went and sat on the throne, and that's significant.
Why?
We might think that, at least what I thought first of all was he's trying to show I'm God. I'm the proprietor. Ishavastamidam sarvam. I am the Lord. Everything animate or inanimate belongs to me. And so Hiranyakashipu, he didn't know that he's just supposed to take what's allotted to him and not anymore. And so now I'm establishing my authority to him. But it's actually a little deeper than that. It's an exchange of viras, an exchange of rasa, which happens on the Shuddha Sattva platform, or the platform of pure goodness. And so this is a little hint to us of how Hiranyakashipu, even superficially, is appearing like a great demon. He's actually the greatest devotee. Bhagavad Gita says, Padam Brahma, Padam Dhamma, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. Krishna is the supreme pure. Pavitram means above the touch of material qualities. He cannot be affected by material association in any way, shape, or form. And what to speak of Krishna, even as devotee, stays free from material contact just by serving him. It's in the Bhagavad Gita, if you just engage yourself in bhakti yoga, and you don't deviate, then you remain always transcendental to the material laws. You come under the nature of the divine property, of the shelter of the internal potency. So even superficially, you might appear like an ordinary person, or you might even appear like a demon, like Dasa or Hiranyakashipu. But you still remain under that Daivi property. Mahatmanastimam Bharata Daivi Santakamashita. So there's two types of souls, the Duratma and the Mahatma, which means the crippled soul, like the demons of this world that Hiranyakashipu is kind of exemplifying, and then the Mahatmas are those who are simply desiring to serve the Lord. And they'll do it just about anything to please the Lord, even embarrass themselves. Like Lord Shiva, he was apparently bewildered by the beauty of Murti, and ran around the whole universe just like totally mad at this woman and making a fool of himself. And the pleasure of doing it. Huh? Yeah. So it's pretty embarrassing. But for the pleasure of Krishna, he did it. So Hiranyakashipu also, he will act in that way as a demon and conquer the whole universe and everything just for the pleasure of the Lord. And so the Lord sat on his throne. And that was to show that actually Hiranyakashipu, his seat is pure and worthy of my sitting. Lord Chaitanya, he cleaned the temple, Gundicha temple, thank you. He cleaned the Gundicha temple with his own tears and his own dhoti. And he collected more dust than all of them combined. And he explained that our heart is like a temple. Mama Mana Mandir. Yeah. So the heart is the temple. And when we have that clean, then Krishna will take his secret. But if it's full of dirty things like my heart, lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, illusion, all these things, then Krishna won't take his secret. Actually, Hiranyakashipu, he wanted to kill Krishna. And so Krishna hid in the only place where he wouldn't look. You know? Abhay? Where did, I'm sorry, I should phrase the question properly. Where did Vishnu hide that Hiranyakashipu would never find it?
Heart of the sun. In the heart of the sun.
In his heart. In Hiranyakashipu's heart. That's right? Right? So, Vishnu was in his heart because that was the only place he would look. A materialistic person is Bahirarkamani. He's always looking on the outside of person. They never look inside. Just like Duryodhana. Even he was advised, like, I don't know if you're doing the right thing. And he said, oh no, I've thoroughly introspected myself and I find no fault. I'm ready to kill all these people for my own good. Whoa, it's kind of scary. He didn't actually introspect, but the materialistic mind, there's no truth that it can rest on, so it has to illusion itself into some sort of philosophy that rationalizes the behavior, like the Samayava. So, sat on the throne, and then all the demigods are offering their prayers. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutya Sunvainti Divyai Stavaya. The demigods are always offering very choice prayers to the Lord. Rudra, the Shiva, Maruta, the Marut, the kind of demigod. Sunvainti Divyai Stavaya, divine praises. And so first amongst demigods to offer their prayers to Lord Nrsimha was Lakshmi Devi. Brahmaji? Oh, alright, in chapter 9?
In 8.
The first one was?
In chapter 9,
oh.
After all the demigods Lakshmi.
Due to my incomplete knowledge, I was under the impression that it was... So now I'll talk about how humble I am for God now. By your mercy. Okay, so all the demigods offered their prayers, Lakshmi offered their prayers, but they didn't satisfy the Lord. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, I am in everyone's heart, and from me come knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. All of our psychological activities, our verbal outpourings, our manifestations of the potency given by Krishna. Yathatha matra vibhavapakatavabhava, Govinda matra. Krishna allots the specific powers to all different types of living entities, and so we find that there are some animals, there are some human beings, demigods, and whatever you might find in between. And they all have different special powers. All of these are a manifestation of material laws. The spirit soul is injected into these many different bodies, and it experiences all these different abilities. And it might be anything from a squirrel running across the clothesline to the birds flying over the ocean, or the frog remaining under the ground for a really long time without dying. There's so many powers that human beings, they can create things and use their intelligence. We all have our powers, but because these are given to us by Krishna, we can't really offer them to Krishna. We're offering what's already his. We're not giving him anything. We can't do anything for him. What can we do for Krishna? He's controlling our bodies, so we can't do anything for Krishna. And what can we offer to Krishna? Everything belongs to Krishna. Vamana Dev, when he took the kingdom from Bali, Bali was a little proud of it. Oh, I've given my whole kingdom to Vamanadev. And his wife immediately chastises him. The kingdom already belongs to Vamanadev. What did you give me? So, we think we're doing something. We don't actually have anything to give except for one thing. Bhagavat Bhakti Bhajna. Love. Yeah, love and our free will. He wants to see that we're offering our love. And so another name of Krishna is Bhagavat Janari. He's looking for our Bob. Huh?
Your Bob.
No, you're Bob. So it says in the purport here that Lakshmi, I don't think I could really explain this, but I'll just repeat the words of Srila Prabhupada. It's like a child repeats the words of his father, even though he doesn't understand the actual situation. It says that actually Lakshmi couldn't appreciate the form of Nrsimha did. She couldn't appreciate it. But a pure devotee, she was a little afraid, I think it says. Okay? Lakshmi was a little afraid, and then they were nervous going.
Why?
Nrsimha Dev
Why
was
she is afraid?
because Nrsimha Dev appears so furious.
She always messes. Very soft. She always misses? Massage. Very soft. Then she heard from Narad Muni that he fights with the big giant people. So she's contemplating how is possible. Such a soft pig cannot even properly walk. The Gopis.
Yeah. The Gopis are thinking, oh, it's so hard, how can Krishna, what is he doing? How can you step on the rocks?
Now his 2 feet making the earth tremble.
And the mountains spring up.
Yes.
Hmm.
And the demigod thought that it will even heaven will take off, everything will be smashed. What kind of pity is this? Lakshmi is first time experience. So she's scared to come. She didn't want to come. That's why she never came. She just prayed from far. Only Prahlad, nobody.
So she was scared that she'll have to massage his feet again, or?
No. Like the pig she never saw. She heard, but she could not imagine. Now, today she's seeing. She's very scared. And so when they asked her, you are the wife, please come. I never saw my husband like this. I'm scared. Go on reading.
So, was
reading
he...
one chapter?
Yeah, I think we can make it through one chapter.
No, read something you were reading.
Oh, okay. The speaker describes it as Mahaprabhu, the shelter of all great souls and the entire Mahaprabhu. Lakshmi Devi wasn't so familiar with them in that way. For the common man, the form of the Lord as Nrsimha Devi is certainly unseen and wonderful. But for a devotee like Prahlad Maharaj, such a fearsome form of the Lord is not at all extraordinary. By the grace of the Lord, the devotee can easily understand how the Lord can appear in any form he likes. Therefore, the devotee is never afraid of such a form. Because the special favor was bestowed upon Prahlad Maharaj, he remained silent and unafraid, even though the demigods, including Lakshmi Devi, were afraid of Lord Nrsimha Devi. Narayana Padasa, Vedna Pradakshina Devi, Swargamapavardhana Kishu, Apikoya Pradakshina. Not only is the pure devotee of Narayana, like Prahlad Maharaj, unafraid of any dangerous condition of life, but also if the Lord appears to mitigate the fear of a devotee, the devotee maintains his state of fearlessness in all circumstances. And that's stated later in the chapter where Prahlad says, I'm not at all afraid of you, Nrsimha Devi. Never the J Padadarate like the diamonds. I'm not afraid of this material energy either. Why? Gayan Primagna Chitta. Never the J Padadarate like the diamonds. Tad Viri Gayana Mahamad Tamagna Chitta. I'm not afraid of material existence I'm not afraid of your ferocious form, because wherever I can go, I can absorb my consciousness and glorify your divine form. Mahamrita, this great nectar I'm always experiencing. So I'm not at all afraid. And so he had that unique feature that he could approach the Lord and offer his love, whereas others were afraid of him. And so we also find that many people are afraid of God. It's beneficial for them coming into the laws of God. But simply coming under the laws of God doesn't positively please the Lord. We come to this world because we've turned away from God. And if we can follow his laws here, that's good. We're accepting his authority, but ultimately he wants us to love him. And that's why he comes. We can display his form. So, Prahlad Maharaj, he sat on the lap of the Lord, and he said, "My dear Lord, now I have complete experience concerning worldly opulence, mystical power, longevity, and other material pleasures enjoyed by all living entities, from Lord Brahma down to the ant. As powerful time, you destroy them all. Therefore, because of my experience, I do not wish to possess them. My dear Lord, I request you to place me in touch with your pure devotee and let me serve him as a sincere servant." So this is the realization of Prahlad Maharaj, that materialistic persons are always sada samudbhignadhyam sattvaha. They're always in anxiety. Why? Because they've accepted that which is temporary. They've accepted something temporary for their happiness. And this won't actually give them satisfaction because it ultimately leads to suffering when they lose it. We're eternal beings, so how can we be happy with what's temporary? And so Prahlad Maharaj was very intelligent, and he had first-hand experience that material assets can actually make one happy. I think Lord Buddha said that even if a man conquers the whole world, he won't be happy unless he conquers himself. And so Hiranyakashipu conquered the whole universe. He conquered everyone, but he didn't conquer himself. And so he wasn't happy. Vamana was offered the whole universe if he liked. Vamana Maharaj said, "Please, I'm offering you a benediction whatever you like. I'm the king of the universe." And he said, "I just want 3 steps of land because I'm a Vamana, and if I'm not satisfied with that, I won't be satisfied with anything." So this is Vedic culture, simple living, high thinking, just to be satisfied with what do we have, and then to look towards our spiritual wealth. And that spiritual wealth is stated here. Prahlad Maharaj requests, "O Lord, please place me in touch with your pure devotee and let me serve him as a sincere servant." He didn't want bhukti, mukti, or siddhi. He could get mystical powers by which he can float in the air, or become really big or really small, or read your mind, or all these things, but he wasn't interested. And he could get bhukti, he could get mass, material enjoyment, even up to the point of heavenly planets or whatever you might imagine, and the mind is accustomed to material enjoyment. And he didn't want mukti either. He said, "I'm not worried about crossing over the ocean which shows this is Vaitadanya. It's a river which separates the spiritual and material world. And you have to cross it. You have to go pierce through the universe through all the layers from gross to subtle, and then you have to cross the Vaitadanya to get to the spiritual world." And he said, "I'm not worried about that. I just want to glorify you. And more than that, I'm not simply concerned about myself." He mentions here that there's many spiritual persons who are simply concerned about themselves. And he mentions those who follow meditational processes, etc. And in general, it's very self-indulgent kind of spiritual process. It's the mundane materialists are simply thinking about I, me, and mine. And then they become dissatisfied, and then they want to make the spiritual I, me, and mine. But rather than being self-interested, they should become super self-interested. Oh, super self-interested? No, we should give up our self-interest. That's what they, some person will say, but actually the devotee is super self-interested because he's interested in the super self-interested. So, Prahlad Maharaj, he's actually a competent person to know the welfare of other living beings. And even in fulfilling his own interest, which is glorifying the Lord, he can also benefit everyone else. So he's fulfilling his own interest, which is to absorb his consciousness and glorifying the Lord. At the same time, he's benefiting all his classmates by raising them to the ultimate platform of happiness and eternal life. But
Prahlad actually made all of them beautiful,
yeah.
not just the good.
Classmates?
One more. Maya Sukhaya.
Maya Sukhaya.
He's not afraid, but he's afraid.
I'm simply concerned with love for the rascals who are simply absorbed in temporary material enjoyment and are carrying a heavy load for that purpose. Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says that the Joshi people are mudha, and Prahlad Maharaj takes it a step further. He says they're to be mudha. There's a practical example today. How much is that? There was a gentleman here, and he came a few weeks ago, and came with his friend, and they appeared to be in a habit of intoxication. And his hair was two colors. It was gray, and then it was orange on the outside, and it looked really bad. And he had just a kind of downtrodden look about him. But he was speaking about Radha Madhava. He was speaking about Radha Madhava. And so what I did was I actually cut his hair so that it was all one color, so it looked nice, and bathed him, and put tilak on him, and brought him to Arati, and he chanted and danced before the meeting.
There you go.
But then he came today, and he came and sat down, and he obviously wasn't interested in releasing the discussion because he immediately started saying, hey, my friend's here, and we want, and I'm like, just listen. But he left immediately. And then he saw me outside, like, oh, hey, buddy, how's it going? Can I get a bath? So this is Mudha. You can come here for the ultimate interest of life. You can hear from Govinda Prabhu about the glories of the Lord. You can revive your eternal blissful consciousness. Whatever little advancement you make, never lost. But he wants a bath.
And to eat.
And to eat.
Oh, he's hungry?
He's a drunk. His family's rejected him because he's a drunk. So this is the mood house. They're simply carrying a heavy weight. This intoxication is like a heavy weight. It's like, it doesn't make him happy, but he can't shake it. Just like an ass is carrying a heavy load, he doesn't know anything else. So this is my position. I'm carrying this heavy load of material sense gratification, but by mercy of the voice, it's starting to loosen, and I'm seeing the light of Krishna consciousness, and I want to pursue it. Prahlad Maharaj also addresses Nrsimhadev as Sri Yuga. He says you appear in many incarnations, in human beings, animals, saints, demigods, fish, tortoise. But in the age of Kali, you do not assert yourself as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore you're known as Sri Yuga, or the one who appears in 3 yugas. So, Prahlad Maharaj is perfectly aware of the appearance of the Gona Raj. And in the purport, it says, Krishna Varnam Kisha Krishna. Who is that incarnation, that hidden incarnation? He's Krishna Varnam. He's in the category of Krishna, which means he's in the principle of Godhead. And he's always describing Krishna. But Trisha Krishna, his complexion is not black, it's golden. Sango Pangasya Parshadam. And he's come with his Sanga, his limbs, Upastra, Upanga, which is extended associates, and Astra and Parshadam.
Anga means Nitanda Pruva and Application. Upanga means Vadadhar, Ramanandara, and
Surtandara. And his Astra is the chanting of the Mahamantra. And Yajai Sankirtanapaya Janti Hisametasa. Those who are intelligent in this age of Kali will worship him by chanting and dancing in this way. He alludes to personality of Godhead in the scriptures, so we accept Lord Chaitanya's personality of Godhead. And there's lots of prayers here. He praises Lord Nrsimha Dev that he's the source of all creation, the controller of everyone and everything, and that he's original, inexhaustible personality of Godhead, infallible and perfect. His glories are unlimited and sung by great saintly persons. And praise that I may please become a servant of your pure devotee, Narada Muni, my spiritual master. And Nrsimha Dev is very pleased with him. So he says you can have whatever benediction you like. And Prahlad Maharaj, because he has experience of all the material things, he's no longer interested in these temporary benefits, and he knows his real interest. He says that I don't want anything from you. I'm not a merchant. I'm not trying to do business for you. I'm not a money. I'm not a money. I haven't come to trade with you. Oh, I'm doing a little service and you give me this. I want to love you and I want to serve you, and that's my only intention, to become a servant of the servant of the servant. I just wish that my father, even though he's so demoniac, that he may be saved, and that within the core of my heart there may be no trail desires. Baba ki jai.
Okay, Naveen Prabhu, 5 minutes. 10 chapter.
Amen. 10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay.
10 minutes. 10 minutes. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. I pray that Srila Prabhupada that he guide me and speak truth and not falseness, and I beg Honorable to correct me and make me mistakes.
Oh, we'll do it, don't worry.
So, Prahlad Maharaj, he is offered many benedictions, but it's too late for him. He's absolutely indulgent. He is in love with the Lord. And since he is in love, it's unconditional. And that means he doesn't desire anything from the Lord back. He just wants to love him. That's it. Just love the Lord with all his heart. Srila Prabhupada explained in his purport that many people have been given opulences from God, like Yudhisthira was given many opulences along with the Pandavas, and so did Prahlad Maharaj. He was given many opulences, but they used these opulences in the service of the Lord 100%. And this is all explained in the forefront. 100% Srila Prabhupada says, and that I find that really important because there's been many times in my life where I think, how do I gauge how much devotional service? When I'm studying, and then I'm going to get some devotional service. And there was a question at Harvard, Rama Maharaj, he was in Harvard, and there was a question, how do we balance school, or how do we balance our lives with devotional service? And he explained that we should always be engaged in devotional service. And the thing is that it takes time to build that up. It takes time, it takes advancement, it takes patience. But our goal is to be 100% in the devotional service in the Lord. And the reason for this is because the love that's in the spiritual world is unlike the love that's here. It's bhakti. It's unlike anything. It's a spiritual, it's almost like a spiritual obsession, where it's just everything is for the Lord, unconditionally. And in that way, it's just complete bliss. So, Prahlad Maharaj, he was uninterested in any material achievements. And in fact, Srila Prabhupada explained that material achievements are not the goal of devotional service. And that the goal of devotional service is to reawaken the dormant love of God that's in our hearts. And so, and with that dormant love of God, that we could be engaged in more devotional service. It's explained in the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Srila Prabhupada compares the goal of life as a treasure that's buried. And the means of obtaining that treasure is devotional service. And then he explains at the very end of the chapter that this treasure is devotional service. So basically, we're engaged in devotional service for more devotional service. And so, he was offered all these material benedictions, but this is not our goal. In fact, even certain spiritual benedictions we're not looking for, such as if we were offered, it's explained in teachings of Lord Chaitanya and Nectar of Devotion, that we don't desire to be in the same abode as Krishna, being in the same bodily features as Krishna, to be in a direct association of Krishna, but rather just to be engaged in his pure loving devotional service. Even if Srila Prabhupada explained, even if we were offered to be with Krishna directly, we would reject. And we'd say, I only want to be engaged. And so, our goal is to be continuously engaged in the pure loving devotional service of the Lord for all of eternity. And that means, as Prahlad Maharaj was explaining before, the 9 forms of devotional service: hearing, chanting, remembering, worshiping the lotus feet of the Lord, and using your feet for the Lord, for circumambulation, etc. Archanam, worshiping the deities, for prayer, for servitorship, and for friendship, and worshiping the Lord with everything, your body, mind, and words. And so, that is the one benediction we pray for, is to always be engaged in devotional service.
Very good. Okay, Abhay. Because nobody is here yet.
Can you want to speak on such chapters?
I will speak, don't worry. I can go on. Buddha wants to speak tomorrow. Go ahead. What do you want to say? Say something about Krishna. Do you like him or not like him? Good boy.
Oh my God, I'm going to get sick.
That was to say, love him. 6 o'clock, we'll have a kirtan starts. It's so hot. That's why nobody likes to come.
Not that hot here.
Gainesville is not that hot, is it?
Because, it's more south to here than Gainesville, so yeah, it's probably a little hotter.
So Miami is more hot.
Yeah.
Maybe on the ocean.
So program at 6, everybody is here?
Well, yes, Maharaj will come, some devotees, but usually they all come. It takes a lot of time till everyone comes.
So by the time they all come, program finished.
No, not like that, but
Like what time?
6:30, maybe 6:45. I don't know.
And what time is the Arati?
It should be at 7. By schedule it's at 7. So probably it's from 6 to 7 we can have kirtan bhajans. Maharaj will come, and at 7 Arati will start. So kirtan about an hour, maybe Arati, then lecture. and then prasad, something like that.
Okay, sounds good.
Shri Gaur Bhakti Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Okay, Abhay, come speak a little more. Let's see. 10th chapter, we are done then. For now.
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hello again. Who's forcing me to speak for my own purification?
Good. Great.
That's like Naveen said. Lord Nrsimha was offering Prahlad Maharaj all kinds of benedictions, and Prabhupada gives a clue in the fourth text that Prahlad Maharaj, he revealed himself that you have sent me here to this world to exhibit the symptoms of a pure devotee. Therefore, the reason that Lord Nrsimha, or one reason that Lord Nrsimha was offering all these benedictions to Sri Prahlad Maharaj was so that Prahlad Maharaj could exhibit what is the nature and what would the reaction to this kind of situation would be by one who has unalloyed devotion. So it's explained that, like in the mood of Mahaprabhu, Nadanam Nadanam Dasundarim Kavitam Bhaja Tapishakane Mama Dharmani Dharmani Shore Bhavatar Bhakti Bhakti. So Prahlad Maharaj also was exhibiting this mood that even the Lord himself, not any kind of demigod or rich person or somebody who is materially qualified, but the Lord himself, being pleased with the service of and prayers of Prahlad Maharaj, was offering such benedictions, but still he was not accepting. So Srila Prabhupada is explaining that this is an example of one who has ahaituki bhakti. He has unmotivated devotional service. His only desire is for pure bhakti, continuous engagement in the lotus feet of the Lord, and to engage as many others as possible. So Prahlad Maharaj expressed this desire. And also out of extreme compassion, like Ambarish Maharaj also, so compassionate. We see actually that real compassion only comes as a product of pure bhakti, not as something that we cultivate separately. If we think that, oh, there are these 26 qualities of a pure devotee, we should cultivate each one of them at a time, and then we get all 26 and then we're a pure devotee, we'll be completely baffled. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu explains 3 different kinds of bhakti. Arop Siddha Bhakti, Sanga Siddha Bhakti, and Sarup Siddha Bhakti. Arop Siddha Bhakti is those activities which are not intrinsically devotional service themselves, but somebody whose primary motivation is his own nature or his own desire, then he imposes some devotional quality on that. That's called Arop Siddha Bhakti. So if somebody has the nature of being a businessman or of being in politics, etc., that's his primary motivation is his own desire, his own nature. And then he engages it in the service of Guru and Krishna. He gives some donation, what he makes from his business, or he tries to submit some legislation that's favorable for the devotees, etc. This isn't devotional service pure. It's mixed with, and the desire of the individual is primary. Then, I'll do some devotional service with this is secondary. That's Arop Siddha Bhakti. And by this kind of bhakti, Bhav Bhakti cannot arise. Second kind of bhakti is Sanga Siddha Bhakti. And that's what we were speaking about, that if somebody hears, pure devotees are compassionate, they have very strong humility, they're very tolerant, etc., then he thinks, so a pure devotee is the sum total of all of these qualities. Then he tries to cultivate these qualities separately with endeavor. This also isn't pure bhakti and will not awaken God bhakti, will not awaken bhakti in the heart of the sadhaka. Only one category of bhakti, that is Sarup Siddha Bhakti, which those activities that are intrinsically themselves devotional service. Shavanam Kirtanam Vishnu, like Shukran Maharaj explained. Or Sadhu Sanga Kirtan, Bhagavat Shavan, Bhakudava, Srimati, Shadaya Sevan. These Pancanga Bhakti, these are themselves Bhakti. And particularly when they are engaged in with the intention of the intrinsic form of Uttam Bhakti, Anukulyena Krishna Nrsimha Bhakti Ruttama. When these activities are engaged in with that intention, or for me, which is more realistic as a very fledgling sadhaka, that my intention, I am trying to align with my spiritual master. I don't know what it means to please Krishna. I don't know what it means to understand Krishna's heart and to try to satisfy him. But Krishna has very mercifully sent his form of mercy into my life. And that form of mercy is manifested as Sri Guru. And he has exhibited a particular desire to engage me in the loving service of Krishna. So for a sadhaka, this Anukulyena Krishna Nrsimha means to serve under the guidance of a pure bona fide representative of Krishna, and to align your heart and your intention with his heart. So this Sadhu Bhakti is like this. I don't know how I got that.
That's good. So she is good.
But
Prahlad Maharaj,
he rejected all of these alternate desires.
she rejected.
But rather I want this pure devotional service unto you life after life. So also he prayed that his father should be liberated. But one nice point that's also made here, Lord Mishina said, your father is already liberated. That for if any devotee comes to Kanishta, then 7 generations forward and backward in his family are delivered.
Wow.
So delivered doesn't mean necessarily that they go back to the spiritual world, but they get an opportunity to take the bhakti. If there's any sinful activity or they're suffering in some hellish planets, they'll be lifted from there and given an opportunity to take the devotional service. If someone even comes to Kanishta, 7 generations. If someone comes to Madhyamadikar, 14 generations forward and backwards. The same opportunity. And Uttamadikari, Prabhupada says here, because Prahlad Maharaj is Uttamadikari, in response to this prayer, Prahlad Maharaj asking for his father to be delivered, the Lord assured him that in the family of such a pure devotee as he, Uttamadikari, not only the devotee's father, but his forefather for 21 generations, forward and backwards, are liberated. For Uttamadikari.
Finish the 7 on the back.
7,
14, 21. 7 forward and backward.
So we see like
they liberated.
Huh?
They attain liberation.
No.
Liberation means cessation from suffering, not engage in love.
They get an
That's
opportunity.
conscious choice.
Then they get an opportunity to have Sadhu Sanga.
They get an opportunity.
So we see that by this engagement in Bhakti Yoga, then all favorable things are automatically obtained. As Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he gives some evaluation criteria for judging the benefit of an activity. What is its worth? That you see how the activity affects you, 1, affects your family, 2, your society, 3rd, and 4th, your enemy. So when you find that one particular engagement is the most favorable for yourself, your family, your society, and your enemy all simultaneously, that you give energy to one endeavor and it benefits all these 4 to the highest extent, there is only one thing that fits that criteria, that's Shuddha Bhakti. So therefore, Prahlad Maharaj is showing here that by his unalloyed service to the Lord, then that is the most favorable thing that he can do for anybody and everybody that ever existed. There's no necessity of trying to please that person or that person, or trying to arrange for that person or this person for their benefit. If we are engaged in pure bhakti, or aligned with pure bhakta, trying to align our independence with his will, then there's never any, we shouldn't have any doubt that something else is required for anybody that's relating to us. That alone is a sufficient endeavor for benefiting ourselves and everybody, including those who are envious or those who are considered our enemies. So, yeah. Then it goes on to explain in this chapter, there's some further pastimes about other incarnations that are explained. I didn't read any of that.
Prahlad, who is the Istadeva of Prahlad Maharaj?
I heard different things.
Say,
Heard from Vishnu.
who say?
I don't remember
Huh?
I don't remember the reference. But also in this or previous chapter that you were quoting, he says Krishna, Matirna Krishna Padato Sakova. He told me Padeta Vihapatanam. He said that Matirna Krishna, so he seems to have understood Sarup of the Lord Krishna, whether he has devotion to him.
Say,
It was the 4th chapter, 26th or 28th verse we were discussing.
26.
26th verse. Between Prabhupada and Vishwanath Chakravarti, they're emphasizing that it's Vasudev, the son of Vasudev, that Prahlad has his attraction for. And that some say that Vasudev means the Sringadev. Some say even there's one verse where it says the Lord with yellow cloth appeared before Prahlad. So some say it is Krishna. But Prabhupada, what he emphasizes is that it's Vasudev, the son of Vasudev.
So Vasudev or Vasudev?
Something more. Something more.
Also,
Some others say,
some others say that it was Vasudev until Nrsimhadev appeared, then it was Nrsimhadev. Interestingly enough.
So how can that be Sai Baba then?
who is talking about Kaiva?
If Ishtadev is changing.
It is the mystery of Prahlad. He is exhibiting the Ishtadev in different slices. Where is Prahlad Maharaj now? Where? Harivarsha. In Jambudip, there is the 9th planet. Right? Kim Purusha Varsha, Bharat Varsha. Bharat Varsha means this planet. Bharat Varsha is not India. Bharat Varsha means India had a name, Bharat Varsha, but that's not there. Bharat Varsha is one of the 9 planets of Jambudip. So this planet is Bharat Varsha. Then there is another Varsha. There is 8th planet, and middle is Ilabhiti Varsha. So Hari Varsha of Prahlad Maharaj recited there, the famous verse. There is a prayer, some 5th canto,
18th chapter.
18th chapter, open. So this verse, especially you, Brahmachari, must read. Suram Veeram Mahavishnu Jalantam Sarvatomam Vishnu Vishanam Paranam Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsimhaya Namaste. Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsimhaya Namaste. Namaste. Vajranakaya Bhagavate Dhameshvara. Om Shkrom.
Om Shkram at the end, yeah.
Say it loud.
Translation?
Om Namo. No,
Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsimhaya Namaste.
Tejas, Adi, Bhava, Vajrana, Vajradamsa, Karma Sayam, Nandati,
Namo Brata, Om Svaha, Abhayam, Alachua Sadhu Sanga.
Now may everybody repeat. This is the one prayer. Prahlad Maharaj, every day he offered this to Lord Vishnu. This one prayer. Every day, even right now, he is doing it. In Hari Varsha. We read the commentary of Vishnu Chakravarti. This is the prayers. Prahlad Maharaj and all his devotees on Hari Varsha, they offer this every day. So go slowly. Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsimhaya. Namaste Tejase Avin Bhava Vajranaka Vajradamsa Karma Sayam Randaya Tamo Drasa Om Swaha Abhayam Atmani Bhuishka Om Rom.
What was the Urgavira Maharashtra?
That's for the Prahlad Maharaj's secret mantra that he used to chant.
that in there?
No, it is in Mahaprabhu's explanation on Nrsimha South India. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, that not Yes.
Okay, translation. After my respectful obeisances unto Lord Nrsimha, the source of all power, O my Lord, who possesses nails and teeth just like thunderbolts, kindly vanquish our demon-like desires for fruitive activity in this material world. Please appear in our hearts and drive away our ignorance, so that by your mercy we may become fearless in the struggle of existence in this material world.
So it says that Prahlad Maharaj became fearless because he used to chant this number. And then he started offering it. He's still in Harivasha, he's there.
Is that a spiritual world?
Harivasha is spiritual.
It's not being destroyed with the partial destruction.
No, there's a four Vaikuntha in this universe.
There's 4 Vaikuntha?
Where Dhruva Maharaj lives, that's also. When the annihilation takes place, it doesn't. Then the Palankarta Vishnu, Lokalok Mountain and above, Brahmapriya Vaikuntha, they merges with the Vaikuntha. It means like everything demolished, the Vaikuntha is still there.
So they somehow merge into the spiritual world for that period of time? Or
Not merging like it disappear. Merging means it is there.
they just move there?
No, they are there. But material world is always. Is there any example of something like that?
Like there's a cloud in the sky,
Yeah, there is.
and there's a satellite in the cloud, and the clouds.
Something like that. The material world, this universe will dissolve. But the Vaikuntha, like where Dhruva Priya Vaikuntha, then Rama Priya Vaikuntha, those stay there.
As far as the who is Prahlad today, the Nrsimha, the Vasudeva, the Krishna, earlier someone was mentioning that something about it is that it's 2 people in one body. There's Nitya Siddha and Sadhu Siddha.
Right.
Prahlad Maharaj. So is it that for one of them the yesterday?
Open the book. 10, 9.
Wait. Yeah, he has it.
What about Mahaprabhu? It says to you that.
Well, Prahlad is also, in Mahaprabhu's Lila, Prahlad has come to Haridas Thakur also. Mahaprabhu said to Vasudeva Dasa, you are like Prahlad. You found it? Then?
Chapter 9.
Things of the Sadhu Siddha and Nitya Siddha. Things of the Sadhu Siddha and Nitya Siddha, but there were 3 possibilities. That it was Krishna, Vasudeva, or Nrsimha.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
But can one person have 2 Ishtadevs? Actually, wait. There was Bhishma Dev with forearm Narayan and the bloodied raging Krishna, wasn't there? One Bhishma Dev with his Ishtadev was forearm Narayan and his Ishtadev was that bloodied raging Krishna, wasn't it?
Yes.
So it was one person with 2 Ishtadevs.
Yes.
So that's possible. Okay.
Oh, we also had Krishna.
We have two Ishtadev in Gaur Lila and Krishna Lila.
So one's Mahaprabhu, one's Radha Krishna.
Found it?
Yeah.
Here it is. Read. See what Srila Prabhupada says.
Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu has given considerable discussion about Nitya Siddha and Sadhan Siddha.
What number is that? 3. 10.
10 chapter 3.
Nitya Siddha devotees come from Vaikuntha to this material world to teach by their personal example how to become a devotee. Living entities in this material world can take lessons from such Nitya Siddha devotees and thus become inclined to return home back to Godhead. A Nitya Siddha devotee comes from Vaikuntha upon the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and shows by his example how to become a pure devotee. In spite of coming to this material world, the Nitya Siddha devotee is never attracted by the allurements of material enjoyment. A perfect example is Prahlad Maharaj, who was a Nitya Siddha, a Mahabhagavad devotee. Although Prahlad was born in the family of Hiranyakashipu, an atheist, he was never attached to any kind of material enjoyment.
Desiring to exhibit the symptoms of a pure devotee, the Lord tried to induce Prahlad Maharaj to take material benedictions, but Prahlad Maharaj did not accept them. On the contrary, by his personal example, he showed the symptoms of a pure devotee. In other words, the Lord himself has no desire to send his pure devotee to this material world, nor does the devotee have any material purpose in coming. When the Lord himself appears as an incarnation within this material world, he is not allured by the material atmosphere, and he has nothing to do with material activity. Yet by his example, he teaches the common man how to become a devotee. Similarly, a devotee who comes here in accordance with the order of the Supreme Lord shows by his personal behavior how to become a pure devotee. A pure devotee, therefore, is a practical example for all living entities, including Lord Brahma.
Any other question on Nrsimha?
How can we, because we are followers of Mahaprabhu, trying to appreciate and aspire for Lord Jiva, how can we hear the pastimes of Lord Nrsimha that will be favorable for that? That word?
Who is the, where did, in Gaura Leela, where did Mahaprabhu display his Nrsimha form first?
Was that Chankasi?
No.
No.
In order to protect our devotional path, Lord Krishna manifested Nrsimha. Nrsimha Leela in Golok Vrindavan, where is he? In Golok Vrindavan, is Nrsimha there?
Yes. Yeah.
How?
You mentioned
Where?
that he is the fear Radha and Krishna have when they hear what was it, Jatila is coming. He is that fear, you said.
So this Mangalarti, when the Mangalarti takes place, who sees the Mangalarti in Vrindavan? Radha Yashoda?
The Panda and the Mandis.
Yes. No coward boys, no Vaidhyavasi, other rasa except Srimati Radhika's own group. So what Srila Prabhupada has established is very high aspect of Vaishnavism, very highest form of Vaishnavism that never disclosed before. Nishanta Lila. It is only Srimati Radhika's group. But this is not something for the public to grasp, but at least for us to get inspired. At that time, Vrinda Devi make everything set, ready, go, and there is a kukkuti comes. How do you like that position, Damodar Prabhu? That you make a little sound in the morning, and Rukmini Devi or Srimati Radhika put her face towards the window. How do you like?
It might be something like when I get chastised by Maharaj here. I kind of like
Yeah?
it. Yeah, for Mangalarti.
So he's training you up.
6 hours a week and doesn't have Sunday.
So he's training you up.
Superficially, it's chastising, but there's love behind it. So I like it.
Yeah, I thought about it. I mean, every day in Vrindavan. But actually it is a very loving, because it pleases, that chastisement pleases the Lord. Why? How it is pleases? Because the intensity of emotion between Srimati Radhika and Krishna multiplied million times in separation, what ignites union again. So this kukkuti sound for Mangalarti that separates Radha Krishna after a whole night their lila is the Mangalarti, the Brahma Muhurta. And it is very, very deep. What we got in the end of this Gupastaka says what? Shimad Guru Rastakametaduchi Brahma Muhurte Patati Prajatnat Justena Vrindavananata Sakshat Seve Balabha Janaturnateva. Achyutananda Prabhu, who wrote the songbook during Prabhupada's time, first songbook in ISKCON. So I was talking to him other day, actually I was asking him this. So did you show this whole book to Prabhupada or how did you do it? He said, I did it. And Prabhupada checked and he said, okay, you look good. I said, you look good or the book looks good? Which one? Well, I placed him and he said, yeah, it's good. Let's print it out. So I was asking whether Prabhupada looked at it. But in the songbook, if you have an old ISKCON songbook, maybe the new one also has, you'll see there is a two incident mention of Gorakhpur and Allahabad, where Prabhupada was singing Jaya Radha Madhava and then stopped. He could not sing anymore because of his emotional feeling of that Radha Madhav song. So he did put in that songbook that Prabhupada stopped for like 5-7 minutes, and then because Prabhupada is like his head down, and then he, after 5-7 minutes he came out and he said, you all sing. He could not sing. There is a big. So in that translation it says that when we see our spiritual master in that regards of Mangalarti in Brahma Murti, then guaranteed we will meet Sri Vrindavan Chandra end of our life in Vrindavan. That is the highest goal of all the jiva in this age. Those who have come to Mahaprabhu's movement and did not get this conception of Raja Bhakti, it's really unfortunate. We should thrive into it before time runs out. You just wrote, right? You were talking. Tomara Ashare Prajno. You said
Tomara Ashare Prajno.
Tomara Ashare Prajno. So it is Durlabh Manus Janma, but it is also Adrubam, means temporary. So everything else can be there, but this Braja Bhakti cannot be awakened that easily. If there is a facility of some devotee are into it, we should just grab it. But main thing is we are not, or I am not inspired, grabbing it because I am not convinced that Braja Bhakti is so high. I think this Orlando lifestyle is not bad. You have a nice prasadam, you go to work, you have a nice life, and if you have an accident, then get doctor, get cured. Braja Bhakti is tremendous. Srila Prabhupada in 7th Canto, in this Prahlad chapter, I don't know where the verse is, maybe you can look in the Brahmananda Bhave Desha Cheta Prarabdha Kunikrita Noivam Bhakti Sukham Bode Paramanya Tulamapi. How high this Gonitai introduce Braja Bhakti. Aradha Bhagavan Radesha Tanaya Sadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kajit Upasana Prajavatu Varnaya Kalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Palam Prema Gumartho Mahan Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tathradharana Param. There is no higher truth than this, that Mahaprabhu, Shri Chaitanya Dev, his name is Gaur Nataraj. There is his name. Gaur Nataraj has established. What did he establish? Aradha Bhagavan Brajesha Tanaya Tadhama Vrindavan. That Supreme Personality of Godhead who is known as Brajendra Nandan. Brajendra Nandan is very esoteric meaning. Srila Prabhupada says, from his right side, Balaram, and from his left side, Srimati Radhika. That form of Krishna is Brajendananda. One lecture Prabhupada says. Right side, Balaram, left side, Srimati Radhika. What does that mean? We are part and parcel of Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha. Krishna is Satchidananda Vigraha. We are also Satchidananda, yes? Minute aspect. So that Satchit Ananda, it will never manifest if we do not come in contact with Balaram Tattva, means Guru Tattva, manifest directly to us, and then Sambit potency, Chit potency, Krishna. Who is that Krishna? What is Sambit potency? Satchit Ananda, what is Chit? What is Sambit? Feelings and relationship. Without relationship, there is no bhakti. Even if I come to temple, I don't have a relationship with the Lord, then that bhakti is not bhakti. Without relationship, it is all has no base. Because mamata, possessiveness, is my Lord, will never come. It comes from relationship. He is my Lord. So when you have that attitude, I am serving, then slowly, the possessiveness, mamata will rise. When mamata rises, then soharda, feelings comes for the Lord. If you join in the Vaishnava Tattva, then you see, in the beginning it will be scary. You want to do worship to the Gaurnita, there is 32 offences. You want to chant Hare Krishna, there is 10 offences. You want to go to Holy Dham, there is 10 offences. It sounds very scary in one sense, externally. But our Acharya explained, especially Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Also Prabhupada mentioned in Adi Lila 10th chapter that we have taken 108 things from Ramanuja Sampradaya. Srila Ramanujacharya specially says, if you develop these 4 things, then all the offences, all the idea that may be an obstacle will remove immediately. And these 4 things are very simple. Identity with relationship with the Lord. God is all pervasive. Vasudev consciousness is there. All pervasive God simultaneously also takes a limited form. Unlimited God. Unlimited. God is everywhere, that is correct. Unlimited God. He also takes a form of limited. How? Is it possible? Yes. How? When love develops with the pure devotee's heart, then unlimited God becomes limited form. Mother Josoda. Supreme Brahman. He is on her lap. And she says, sit down here. He doesn't move. It's the same God who is everywhere in entire unlimited world. Because of her love. So, Srila Ramanujacharya said, if you don't have that relationship, then it's difficult to progress further. Why? Because if I ask you a question, why you have come to temple today, what will be the answer? There has to be some impetus, no? If you say, well, why did you come? I can tell you why I have come. I have come because Damodar Prabhu spoke to Maharaj, and Maharaj, I spoke, and then they says, come on Nrsimha's appearance. Let's talk about Krishna Brahma. I said, okay. So Maharaj invited, so we have come. Now, still there is some motivation is there or not? Yes. What is the motivation? Krishna Katha is such a exalted devotional path. Prahlad Maharaj says, when his father asked that question, we just discussed that. who is teaching you this? Then he quoted this. Sravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. So, this Sravanam is the first glimpse of bhakti. And Lord Krishna, when he was asked by Narad Muni about his cellular phone, Narad Muni asked Lord Krishna, what is your cellular number? Oh, what is the fastest number now? Cellular. What is your Skype or cellular number? Now, this is my translation. He says, what is the easiest access, my Lord? So Lord Krishna spoke this. Naham tishyami vaikunje yoginam hridaye shubha yatra tishyami narada yatra gayanti madbhakta. O Narada, I am not in Vaikuntha, I am not in the heart of those meditators called yogi. So where are you, my Lord? I am there where the Hari Katha goes on. Wherever they glorify me, I will sit there. So will he come in a form of three-banded form? Maybe, maybe not. He may come as an ordinary Indian body or American body, you never know. That Lord is sitting there. Why? He wants to hear. Lord loves it. He reveals it. That I reside in a place where Hari Katha goes on. So that's why when Maharaj says, come, so I say, okay, we'll go. Anywhere Hari Katha will go. So this is the motivation. So what is your motivation, Prabhu? What's your name? Govinda. Wow, where's the Dasa? Very good. So why do you come to temple? Associate with devotees. In Nectar of Instruction, text 5. Text 4. Tadapi prati girnati bhuyamatati vichari bhunte bhudayeva savidam. If you read the text 4, Srila Prabhupada says, we have established this Krishna consciousness society exactly for what he said. Prabhupada says, you can read, we have that book, no? Nectar of Instruction. In the text 4, it says that when Prabhupada says, we have established ISKCON to have an association of devotees. And then he explains how to associate. Dadati prati ginnati. You come, offer something to the Lord, to the devotees, then they give you something. Lord gives you mercy, you give him Dandavat Pranam, glorify him, he gives you some protection. Then with the devotees you reciprocate. This is the Prabhupada mentioned very nicely. Actually he mentioned twice in that text. Twice. ISKCON is made for that. So if somebody comes and don't have a good association with the devotees, then some or other we miss the point. So that's good. Thank you for saying that. There has to be some impetus for everything we do. We go to work, there is the impetus, we will make money, right? So similarly, if we search our personal, individual need, if you look at everything in the creation of God, there is always need. Krishna created a need. That's the only reason you get married, you get a job, you work, you come to America, or you go to holy places, or you become devotee. Why? For the one reason, need. Krishna creates a need and then he nourishes when the need is fulfilled. It's very sweet. In that verse, it is the whole purpose of that verse, seeks exchange between devotees. But in the beginning, Prabhupada writes, it should be engaged with pure devotee. Then, end of the purport, he writes, but sometime in Sunday feast, today is Saturday feast, Sunday feast, we invite people to come and reciprocate with the devotees. So that's nice. Prabhupada accommodate both. But in the first he says, it should be exchanged with pure devotee. So, those who are inquisitive to understand this Krishna consciousness and obtain goal of life, then they should try for it. What is goal of life? What? What is brahmacharya for?
To revoke our dormant love for God.
Why?
Because only in such a condition we can be happy. Because this is our natural position, constitutional position, to love God and to serve Him.
Little more. You are right, 99. Give 100. Why?
Because
You are good. What answer you have given, that is sufficient. But there has to be one thing always we have to remember. But there is a, if you ask, like the reporter asked Prabhupada, I always say that, why is anything, Swamiji? They asked Prabhupada, why is anything? So what did answer Prabhupada give?
for pleasure.
For pleasure. Perfect answer Prabhupada give. But we have to sort it out. If somebody is starving and hungry and suffering, if you tell him it's for pleasure, what? I'm suffering, you tell him it's for pleasure. You Prabhupada say, but Prabhupada is right. How is right we have to discuss. If you really research anything in life, anything that you live for, you have to come to one point. One point will fulfill all your desire. This is Brahmaji heard 4 sloka from Lord Krishna himself. This is before he wrote Brahma Samhita. These slokas are before Brahma Samhita. The end of the sloka, when he went to meditation, that time he saw spiritual world and he wrote Brahma Samhita. So this is in between. But he saw Vaikuntha Darshan before that. So Paramatma Darshan, then Vaikuntha Darshan, Vaikuntha Nath, then he went. Very nice. There it says, Genam Paramam Guhyam Me Yad Vijnana Samantam Sat Tat Rahisam Cha Gen Viham Gurvitam Mana. Also, the last verse, Yatavad eva jigyasam tatta atmana. Until we come to this point, our inquisitiveness will never end. Now I am going to go backward and then come to forward. One thing we must remember, that in the beginning, Prabhupada also quoted this verse many times. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikriti Lagini Shakti. Also verse before that, Radha Pranaya Vikriti Radha Pranaya Mahima Kidrisha Bhano Eva Saddo Janadbhuta Madhurima Kidrisha Bhano. This verse after 6 and the 5, it says that if you go word by word, there is a esoteric meaning of it. Later on, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains, Radha Krishna Vahiche Sada Eki Sarup Leela Ras Asadite Bhare Diyu. There is only one truth in this world. Supreme Personality of Godhead, who made him God? By himself. Krishna made himself God. For who? For himself. Of who? Of himself. There is nothing exists. This is called intelligent approach. If you search out, let's say search out. What's her name? Huh? Gopisa. Very nice. What do you like to eat? What you feel tasty? Don't look at your father, just look at him. You like ice cream? Good. Thank you for agreeing. What is the cause of ice cream?
God.
Oh, don't, this is cheating. It is God, but don't go like this. Yeah, Prabhupada says, search out. Put in the database. You do not just approach Krishna like Hindu approach. You approach Krishna by searching out. That is called Krishna consciousness. There is a difference between Hindu approach and Krishna consciousness, Vaishnava approach. Vaishnava approach, we find cause and effect of everything. Without cause and effect, we are not convinced. Just by accepting Krishna without cause and effect will be blind faith. So, just one more. You're very close. Thanks. Now you can see.
I don't have to yell.
You have microphone too? Yeah. That's that. Because I have a conditional body. Speaking softly is good. Otherwise they scare people. What is the program? Hey, Prabhu, you tell me when you want me to, you want to program or whatever you want.
I think you're in charge. I think you're in charge. I think you're in charge.
I'm in charge?
Yeah, you're in charge.
Of what? Myself?
What we're going to do.
Okay, I am in charge of myself, I know that. At least some extent, not everything. Oh yeah? So this Gopisha, right? She said she likes ice cream. What is the cause of ice cream?
Milk, sugar.
Milk, sugar.
Ice.
What is the cause of milk and sugar?
Cow.
Cow and sugar cane.
And the cause of sugar cane?
Seed of sugar cane.
Seed of sugar cane. See the cause of seed of sugar cane? Not enough. Earth. Mother Earth. Without Mother Earth, you cannot see a sugar cane comes from sky. Did you ever see? And possible, yogi can manifest, but it cannot be permanent. So, cause of earth? Water. Cause of water? Fire. Cause of fire? Air. Cause of air?
Ether.
Cause of ether?
Mind.
Cause of mind?
Intelligence.
Material intelligence. Cause of material intelligence?
False ego.
Cause of false ego?
Misuse of free will?
Misuse of free
No.
will.
Yeah, you can say that.
Or would you say
itself? Okay. Cause of misuse of false ego? Mahaprabhu. Mahatattva. Cause of only Mahatattva you find the misuse free will, nowhere else. This world is under Mahatattva. Then cause of Mahatattva, glance of Mahavishnu. Cause of glance of Mahavishnu, Sankarsan. Cause of Sankarsan, Mahasankarsan. Cause of Mahasankarsan, cause of Mula Sankarsan, Lord Balaram. Cause of Lord Balaram,
Sri Krishna.
This way your ice cream has no existence without Krishna. But if you just say Krishna is not enough, you have to really know how this ice cream literally took place. Earth did not just pop from nowhere. Earth also has an origin. Everything has an origin. When you find an origin has no other origin, that is Krishna. Prabhupada says. This is called searching out. So when we see that what causes us to exist in this world, what is the purpose of living? Somebody will say, well, I have a family, I live because of them, I have to take care of them. Well, before you got married, you didn't have a family. Why did you live that time? And why did you get married? Because your comfort feeling, or we live for love, that idea is embedded in the constitutional construction of the soul. Srila Prabhupada used one word called Jiva Sukha Neshi. Pleasure seeking by nature can never be given up. You have come to temple only for one purpose. It makes you feel better than going to somewhere else. Otherwise you would not come. If somebody is going to the bar instead of temple, he thinks that place will give him better pleasure than anywhere else. All the impetus in this world, Lord Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita that 4 types of people comes to him, right? Out of lack of money or disease relief or inquisitive nature. If you think your own personal life, you will come and find one of those 4. It's not somebody somewhere outside. It is us. Krishna is writing this philosophy. It is practical day to day we apply. It's just that maybe I am not aware of it. That's the only difference. Bhagavad Gita is not for some people outside. It is for our existence every day to day. some people comes when they are married, don't take it personally, but this is a fact though, because acharyas are always right, 100%, not 99.9, 100% they are right. Even some of the Indian family or American family, when they come to temple, they come one of those 4 reasons. One reason is social pressure. What people will think. I don't go to temple, I don't do any puja, I don't chant, what my friend will think, I'm no good. Okay, let me do something so others. Did you see me? I'm chanting. Okay. So this is called social pressure. Then there is a family pressure. Family pressure means you have a child and then you think, well, I want the child to be a gentle devotee, so whole life will be peaceful. So you have some motivation. You cannot say without motivation you just doing it. You have motivation. Oh, my friends, they will see I raise my children very well. They are devotees, they are chanting, they go to temple, they believe in God, they are not atheists, very nice. So some expectation you have. It's a fact. Then there is the other category who does as a like my forefather did, I'm doing it, okay, this is another. But above all, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, until you develop love for the Lord, all these other impetus or motivation will fade away or maybe may cause disappointment. You may raise your child very well, but that one of the child don't even believe anything. Then you are like, oh, where is your daughter? Well, she's in school. Oh, but right now there is no school. Well, she was tired. Something you're trying to say that, because you don't want to say she doesn't believe God. So all these things, all other motivation may have a disappointment. Be very careful. But one thing, you will never have a disappointment. If you understand this philosophy and consciously you accept and act on it, you will find love develops between you and the Lord. That time, you don't have to convince anybody. Automatically, it goes. When you are hungry, there is a nice restaurant, you automatically go. Similarly, when there is a love for God, my body, my mind automatically will flow. Nobody has to convince. That is required. That is required. Because ultimately, as we mentioned, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad gives an example. What is the value of Orlando? Rupa Goswami Pad didn't say Orlando name, I'm just adding it. Otherwise you will say, which scripture he said Orlando? He said, what is the value of Orlando? I'm putting that word. But the rest, he gave that concept. Or because of the art, America. What is the value of America? Because of the art. What is the value of the art? Or if you go back to the higher angle, what is the value of the universe? You know what is the value of the universe? Why universe is important? Because of India. Spiritually, because of India. And what is the value of why India is very valuable in spiritual way? Because of Vrindavan. Why Vrindavan is very precious?
Krishna.
Govardhan, you can say. You can go two ways. Huh?
Radharani.
You are jumping. You have to come step by step. You are right, but Govardhan, above is Radhakund. Before Govardhan is Vrindavan. But another angle also you can go because of the Brajavasi. Because of the Brajavasi. Vrindavan is very famous. Without Brajavasi, what is Vrindavan? No Vrindavan. Krishna said this to Srimati Radhika. Without you, there is no Vrindavan. There is no value of Vrindavan. I don't live in Vrindavan without you. Means, wherever Srimati Radhika, that is Vrindavan. So what is the value of Brajavasi? Why it is so precious? Why they are the ideal example?
Because we're always thinking of Krishna.
And
They are Ragatmik.
they are Ragatmik. Okay, what is the value of that? You are right, but what is the value of that?
The highest happiness.
If somebody didn't catch up, you can raise your hand. It's very important. Why? Loving Radha Krishna is the highest goal of life. Because eternally, there is a tremendous attraction between absolute truth, which has a two parts, Radha, Krishna. There is a tremendous attraction between them. Such an attraction that it is unquenchable thirst, ever flourishing in unlimited way. It is complete, it is fulfilled, complete nourished, yet it is unquenchable. Means it ever, forever it goes on. Because that love between Radha Krishna exists, Vrindavan exists. Because Vrindavan exists, the universe has place, or the Bharatvarsha has place. Because Bharatvarsha has a place, universe exists. Otherwise there is no meaning of any existence of anything. There is no meaning of you or me or Alachua or your wife or family, nothing. Absolutely there is no meaning of anything if there was no tremendous attraction between Srimati Radhika and Krishna. This is the heart core of our philosophy. Janmadasya jataha. Everything begins from that attraction, the service between Radha and Krishna, their love for each other. Otherwise there is no need of any creation or anything existence. That attraction is so precious. Then comes to, this Prabhu says, this whole purpose of Krishna consciousness to revive our dormant love. When we revive our dormant love, means we engage in that lila that makes them ever nourishing and flourishing between them. That time, if you literally focus and pay attention and engage with your feeling to serve that divine couple, and if you look at their interest, what Brajavashi does, only one thing they do. All day, all night, only trying to please them. That's all they do. Anybody try to do that, then you will find your happiness, your goal of life, more than you can calculate with any calculator you ever have. You figure it out, your happiness with your family, or one day you will be disappointed. Either you will die or they will die. Show me one happiness. You have a, that's all right. You have a board, no? There is one sloka, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad challenged this. Brahmananda bhavedesa cheta pradardha gunikrita naitam bhakti sukam bodhe palamanna tulamapi. What is the highest pleasure of human body in Orlando or in this world, earthly planet? What is the highest pleasure? Let's see.
Sex life.
Yes, but that's not everything. There are a lot of people who are crazy for school too. There are a lot of people who are crazy for making money. Sex life is very powerful, extreme powerful, the most. But that's not everything. So Rupa Goswami Pad gives 7 things. What's your name, Prabhu? Priyesh. Very good. Thank you. What is the highest happiness? Srila Rupa Goswami Pad quoted this verse and then he says, what is the Manushyananda? The happiness of being human in this planet. So I'm going to remind you, if you can remember. If you have these 7 things, then you know the real happiness as a human being right now on this planet. If you have these 7 things, then you know what is the highest pleasure as a human. Number 1 is, you are the only ruler in the entire planet. Well, there was, King Yudhishthira was, he was ruler, Chitraketu was, there are many instances like this. If you are the only ruler in this planet, so count, just imagine yourself, you are the only ruler in the planet. You need this. If you want to experience the highest pleasure of human being, you are a man or lady, whatever you think you are, and you want to know the highest happiness to experience. So Rupa Goswami said, you have to have this. You are the only ruler. Number 1. Number 2, all the ministers that you have, they are very loving subordinate to you. They are no opposition, no rival. They are all, yes king, yes boss. They are lovingly accepting your authority. So that's number 2. Number 3 is, all your family members are, everybody is satisfied and happy. Nothing is lacking, no children is complaining not to go to school, don't want to go to school, or don't like to go in a hot sun to temple, they want to watch a movie, not like this. They are all satisfied, whatever they need, they got. Number 4, you have to have a tremendous amount of money in your treasury box, that any time, any amount you want is there. Number 5, you have to know all the scriptures. If there is a too hot right now, Orlando, you tell the Brahmana, please chant some mantra, beautiful, cooling down. All Orlando people are happy, no need to suffer for hot. This is called real king. There was. Then number 6 is, you have to have a tremendous desire to enjoy like anything. You know that? Crazy for enjoyment. Maybe sometime you thought, or maybe you're thinking, or someday you'll think. And the last one is, you have such a strength body that can enjoy it forever, is not growing old or wrinkled or not liking by others, not like. If you have these all 7 things, then you know what is the enjoyment as human on this planet right now. So you try. I don't know if it will be difficult because there is democracy everywhere. But that experience was experienced by Chitraketu. He had 10 million wives, by the way. Prabhupada writes. You can see that. And he had everything, 6 things. One thing was little missing. So that was not. But Rupa Goswami writes this. If you have all these 7 things, then you know what is the enjoyment as a human being right now on this planet. You multiply 10 times, that is called Pitri Lokananda. It's above us. Pitri Lokananda, where our forefathers, when they do pious activities, they enter there. They live there. Our 30 days is 12 hours there. No, our 15 days is 12 hours, our 30 days is 1 day. Our 30 days is 1 day over there, so they live little longer than here. Much longer, you can say. And their enjoyment, their happiness, 10 times more. And you multiply 10 times more of their happiness, then you will know what is the heavenly enjoyment. I am breaking down, there is many in between, I am just making a short. You multiply 10 times more, 100 times more, 100 times, I'm sorry, not 10 times, 100 times more, then you will know what is the enjoyment of Indra. Indra is not just a king of heaven, he enjoys 100 times more than his servants, who enjoy 100 times more than this Gandharva, Pitri Lokananda, who enjoys 100 times more than Gandharvananda. I just escaped many just to make it a point. how much enjoyment in heavenly world. In heaven, the ladies will love it. You don't have to cook. Nobody cooks. No, I'm serious. In heaven, nobody cooks. Because there is a parijat flower. You tell them, I want cheese sabji, paneer masala, whatever, the butter masala, and palak paneer, all these things you tell, the parijat flower will make the dish in front of you. And after you eat, you don't have to clean the dishes either. Very nice life actually. But be very careful, because when you come down, it runs out there very quick. You know, like you buy a ticket to go to Bahamas, you reserve the hotel, $500 5 days. You say, it's $200 a day, but they gave a discount, 50%. And so you got all this, okay, let's go over there. But after 5 days, what happened? You're back where you started. So heaven is like this. You go there, it's not a permanent place for the soul, but it runs out very fast. Maybe I'll give, if I have a time, how they come down. It's very pain actually. So at that time, you multiply 100 times of Indra's pleasure, then you will know what is the pleasure of who? Prajapati. Prajapati, they are so powerful. They think, I want to enjoy the most beautiful girl. They just create a girl and they enjoy and then okay, no more. Then the girl dies. Wow. It's like you don't need a house, you don't need to maintain anything, you don't need a job or anything. You want anything you want, just by saying that mantra it appears and you enjoy, it's gone, disappears. So like this, there is enjoyment like this. Then you multiply 100 times more of that, then you will know what Brahmaji enjoys in Satyaloka. So even this creation material world, Krishna made it so much enjoyment. Why? Because Krishna says, the soul are pleasure seeking by nature. If somebody wants to separate happiness from the soul, it is a wrong doing. Because soul should not be ever without happiness. So Mahaprabhu, knowing this, he came to give us that what is the ultimate enjoyment of Brahma that I gave you the chart. You remember? Right? Who remembers? 100 times more of the Manushyananda is Gandharvananda, 100 times more is Pitrilokananda, 100 times more is the servant of the demigod, 100 times more is demigod, 100 times more is Indra, 100 times more is Rama. Only the front two boys. Are you keeping up? Otherwise you won't get why Krishna Prem is the highest. It's very difficult. Because it looks like suffering rooms, air-conditioned rooms, hot, cold. We are talking about ultimate happiness. It is too good. If I don't break down and search out, if I say, yes, this is the ultimate, you may accept, may not accept. You'll go home and say, I can watch movie also, enjoy, instead of going to temple. This idea will come, mind will remind you. But if you don't know the secret, you must know. Because these things exist, this kind of happiness. How high is Brahma enjoyment. You multiply Brahma's enjoyment 100 times more than call merging to Brahman, Brahmananda. That's why yogis, jnanis, they're trying to merge, but they don't get it. They don't get it easily. They may try. Without taking advantage of bhakti, nobody can get the fruit of jnana. That's why it's called Jnana Mishra Bhakti. They have to chant, they have to come to the Lord, they have to worship. Those who are not worshipping the Lord, they cannot even get the Brahmananda. Doesn't matter which powerful yogi is. He may show some mystic power, that's all right. But we don't accept it. We accept the Veda as an authority. We accept Prabhupada as the authority. We accept Guru Parampara, Mahaprabhu as a final authority. So they are explaining like this. Then you multiply, Prabhupada translated in 7th canto, you multiply that Brahmananda 1,000 trillion. Can everybody repeat with me? Say. if you multiply 1,000 trillion times,
1,000 trillion times,
not even a trace
not even a trace
of Sevananda,
of Sevananda,
the happiness that draws from loving service, not in Orlando when you come only a little bit, in eternal Shuddha Sattva platform. Means we have to come in contact with pure goodness. That time your happiness, you cannot imagine anything in this world. There is no comparison. That's why Mahaprabhu came to give, because he is a loving father. He has so much love for the soul in Orlando that he manifested himself through Siva Trivikram Maharaj, this Nitai Gaur Nataraj. Manifested. Now it is up to us, if we can search out what is that Krishna Prem that they have come to give. If we can search out that Krishna Prem, if we can really understand by the mercy of Prabhupada that what is that Krishna Prem, then all you search, you will throw away the calculator. Say you are searching, your ultimate goal is $10 million. You want $10 million in this life. And Krishna can give you $1 trillion. So what you will do with your calculator? The calculator cannot calculate $1 trillion. I tried actually once. I'm not making. I really tried. It doesn't calculate. It says E means
error.
It doesn't work. So this is Krishna Prem, our ultimate happiness. It is so much nourishing in the heart that never ever any Braja Bhakta or Brajavasi ever search any other process. This is proven by Mahaprabhu. If you ask any atheist, they are also looking for the same thing as a devotee. Atheist Karl Marx, I come from a communist state in West Bengal, Tripura, they were a communist country. Recently they became communist out after 32 years. Prabhupada's time it was communist. So first time after a long time they came. So I read one time Karl Marx and Lenin's life. It was miserable life. They wrote the philosophy for the world to follow, but personal life in Leningrad, in Moscow, he used to be depressed, and his girlfriend Sarah has to motivate him. He would go by bicycle, and there was a little candle, and then she would motivate him. No, you should write it. No, you should write it. Don't be depressed. Yet he promotes that everybody should come under the shelter, they will be happy. When he was not happy. When Srila Prabhupada writes his book, it's not those kind of writers. Rupa Goswami Path was not that kind of writers. They have realized, they also followed, they acted as just like you and me. Rupa Goswami Path, Prabhupada, they come from eternal abode, but they act like one of us. They practice practically day to day just like a sadhaka practice. And they are showing the result how they get, and ultimately when they got the result, they realized, they realized, that time they write. Oh, I have heard it from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Rupa Goswami Path personally heard it in Dasa Samad Ghat, and he practically practiced this, and he realized it, he realized it, then he wrote it down. Everything Rupa Goswami Path writes, he practically realized. He did not give a theory. It's like a real dollar versus fake dollar. The fake dollar has no backup. Person who printed also hiding. Real dollar, who is backing? The whole country is backing. President is backing. Treasure House is backing. So our philosophy, this Krishna conscious philosophy, is backed up by the personality who have practiced, realized, relished, they enjoyed that platform, then they are distributing it. Come, you are searching for this. If somebody is searching for legally or illegally, atheistic way or theistic way, any way, they are all searching for only one thing. They are searching for Krishna consciousness. But in a wrong way, wrong, different language, different different terminology. But they are all searching for the same wealth. So Mahaprabhu, Prabhupada quote this verse always. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kavanai Savanadi Siddha Chitte Karayodaya. Can you give the translation? Loudly.
Krishna Prema is eternally in the heart of all living beings. It simply has to be revoked by hearing and chanting about the Lord.
Very good. So if you ask anybody what you are looking for, what they will tell you?
Pleasure.
Pleasure. Very good answer. Actually, anybody doing anything in this world only for happiness. Nobody get up in the morning and say, today I want an accident. Today I want a horrible disease news in my life or my family life. Nobody. Jai Sisi Nitai Gaur Natara. So if you search out what you are looking for in life, you will come to this conclusion. That you are searching for pure Krishna consciousness. No other, never proven any other. Any other so-called goal will disappear. That's why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, there will be a day when all the scholars will accept this process and they will see whether somebody is theist or atheist doesn't matter. Somebody believes or not believes, but everybody is looking for a most harmonious, most lovable, most all the time good feeling nature, very loving, friendly atmosphere, family life. Such a harmonious where there is no death, no disease. All these things that anybody ever wanted, it's all there in one place. To the highest degree at all time. That place is called Vrindavan. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. And that Vrindavan, Brajavasi mood, Mahaprabhu has come to give. This is the highest goal. No other process ever proven to that kind of satisfaction. Vrindavan, what's your name, Prabhu? Ishwanath. You have a family?
Yes.
Okay. If 10 people brings you every day breakfast, nice prasadam, 10 different kind of breakfast, and lunchtime 10 different kind of lunch prasadam, and dinner 10 different kind of dinner. How often you will go to the grocery shop? Never. Good answer. Thank you. Vrindavan is this. Vrindavan is such a unique, most wanted place that all the Brajavasi, just like you and me, soul who became perfected life, they never ever look for anything else. Why? Everybody is feeding so much each other, the pure love. They never search, they never even ask themselves, or never even thought, even the idea did not even come if they ever need anything for themselves. This is called Vrindavan. Vrindavan is the only place, not the Vrindavan in UP of India. It is also there, connection is there. But when we talk of Vrindavan, it's not a place of mundane world. Vrindavan is a pure Krishna conscious place. A place where you go, you feel so happy, you never, after a million years, somebody will say, I'm from Orlando, you are from Orlando million years back. So, how do you live here? What do you mean? Where do you live? That address is not there. You know why? Every house is the house. It's such a loving place. Krishna never ever owned her, or any devotee owned her, that they have to buy a house, or they have to pay mortgage, or that house is better than that house. There is no such thing. It's flooded. Premamrita Plavana. Radha Kunda flooded and spread all over Vrindavan. How much flooding? Nanda Maharaj, I give you one example. When Lord Krishna appeared on this planet, Nanda Maharaj had 900,000 cows. Prabhupada translated that in the 10th canto, chapter 5, chapter 6 is Putana. Chapter 5 on the birthday festival, Janmashtami. So, if you have $2 million, can you give me 10 million to me, Prabhu? If you have $2 million in your bank, can you give me $10 million? No. Very good answer, because this is called mundane calculation. What is Vrindavan? Nanda Maharaj has a 900,000 cow and is donating 2 million cow to one Brahman, another Brahman 2 million cow. How is getting from 900,000 cow to 2 million cows to every Brahman? This is material calculation. Nanda Maharaj never thought he has to do that. He just giving. Give him 2 million cows. Nobody told him that, Baba, you have a 900,000. You know why nobody told? They are also so much in love with this baby Krishna, they never think there is a calculator required. Calculator for this world is called karma. You know karma? Word? Karma means do something to get something. How much I have, how much I will get tomorrow, how much I have to protect. This is called karma. Vrindavan is free of karma. No gyan. Nobody knows who is God. They have some idea. Brahmana also knows God. They read book in Vrindavan. So they come to Nanda Baba and he's crying. This Brahmana is crying. Nanda Maharaj says, what is your problem, Brahmana? You should not cry. He said, I am crying because in the scripture it says Narayan has a beautiful face, beautiful earring, beautiful crown, beautiful necklace. He has a four-hand form, so beautiful. But every time we see your son, he's stealing my heart. I find Narayan's beauty is not as beautiful as your son. He is bewildering us. And more we talk about the Brahmanas, among the Brahmanas, all the Brahmanas confessing the same problem. That your son is stealing every Brahmana's heart and eye and touch. They cannot stay without looking at him. So we are feeling guilty. How can we think God is less than your son? This is not good. So we are bewildered. Nanda Maharaj said, what can I do? He's my son. He's just being a cute boy. That's all. What else can he say? Yes, there is a disturbance. Disturbance is not for lacking. Disturbance is happiness to the highest degree. Because Brahmana is saying that God should come in the family of Brahmana or Kshatriya. Never heard in a bush. So that's why they can never think Krishna is Supreme Lord. Krishna never acts he is the Supreme Lord. Do you believe? Who doesn't believe? Everybody believes that? In Vrindavan, Krishna always acts, he is not a God. Everybody believes? Yes? Anybody has a doubt? Actually, it's not true. Krishna is Supreme God there. Because highest controlling power is the duty and love. It is Prabhupada, one time he says, Krishna is like a magnet and all the Brajavashi are like an iron. Where the iron is moving? Wherever the magnet is moving. Krishna controls 100% in Vrindavan. No God control like Krishna. He is so beautiful that they cannot Even a Brahman, grown-up man, I give another example of ladies, because ladies, they may think like, what about the ladies? Well, I give an example. Mother-in-law. Imagine if mother-in-law see the beauty of the son-in-law or your husband, so beautiful. How can you think, I am mother-in-law, I should not think like this. Jatila, she is known as the famous mother-in-law of all mother-in-law. So there is a reason for it. She looked at Krishna, a beautiful, handsome boy. You cannot imagine how is possible an old lady act like this, because you have no idea. Kamsa wanted to kill. Kamsa's mother, Padmavati, she was one time going in Dwarka and she looked at the Lord. She ran towards and immediately Rohini Devi, where are you going? I love him. I cannot live without him. He is my lover. Shh. You are like motherly age. Don't talk like this. What people will think? You are old lady. You should not take. I love this so much. Krishna's beauty you never can imagine. So Jatila, she saw one time the beauty of Krishna. Just one time. She immediately went crazy so much. She meditated. She went to Purnamasi. How is possible God creates a boy so beautiful? That I am an old lady, I am falling in love to marry, to be with that boy. He's just a teenager. Purnamasi said, what are you going to do? Well, I have to do something, because if any girl sees, that girl will be lost, her everything, chastity, anything or everything. Prabhupada writes in the Andulila, Krishna is like a shop. Ladies generally like shopping. So Krishna, Prabhupada translates, Krishna is like a shop. What kind of shop? When the ladies goes to Krishna, they forget their address of returning home. They get lost, they get blind, they never come back. Any ladies ever went there, never came back to anybody ever, anywhere. Eternally stayed there. What kind of shop? Anything ever anybody wanted is there within this. But problem is, we are thinking it's just a boy like a man or like a cute boy. Well, I give you one example. What's your name? Yes. Little louder. Sunita. Have you ever seen a boy that you can stare at him for 5 minutes? He's very cute. Have you ever seen?
But not 5 minutes.
Okay. 2 minutes?
Okay.
If you ever come across that you can stare a boy for 4,320,000,000 years, then he is Krishna. This is Krishna. The Gopi Akshanadam Phalam Idam. In 11th chapter, the Gopis are explaining what is the value of the eye for Orlando people. The Gopis asked that question. What is the value of the eye for Orlando people? The Gopis didn't say, I'm just adding the Orlando. So what is the value of the eye?
To see beauty.
To see beauty, intelligent man. Is there any other value of the eye? Do you know any other value? To see the deity. Very good. Thank you. To see the beauty. Disneyland or little park or nice park or something, or beautiful handsome man or beautiful lady, any beauty, there is a value. But they challenge this question that if you can, generally, don't take it personally, but if you introduce a relative, oh, this is my nephew. So this girl saw him. After a few minutes she is thinking, well, I'm hungry. She's going away. Not looking at the boy anymore. 2 minutes, 1 minute, finish. Introduction. Why? There is the difference between human loving nature versus God loving nature. The gopis are looking at Krishna for 4,320,000,000 years. Staring at. Never looked at anybody else. Still not satisfied to stop looking. This is called Krishna. Sarva Chitta Akarsha. What kind of attraction? That you never look ever anymore. If you meet Krishna and Krishna come and sit down next to that Mataji, she will forget where is her house. She will forget if the Bill Gates wants to marry her or any idea. She will never know. This is Krishna. Once you come. So this is the fact. Practically Krishna gives. In Bhagavatam, you know Muchukunda's story, right? The Lord met Muchukunda in the cave. I mentioned that because everybody in this world suffered. But it was very attractive when I was serving. Srila Prabhupada in Krishna book, very nicely he put it, that pastime. You can read. He explained this. Lord himself explained to the Sripati Vikram Maharaj ki. Maharaj, would you like? You want me to go on? Okay. With Maharaj's permission, I'll go. So, there's one sloka in Bhagavatam. It says, Varan Vrinita Rajar se Sarvan Kaman Dadamite Mam Prasanna Jana Kaschi Na Arhati Sochitam. I'm asking a question to the audience here. You all are very intelligent. I'm just trying to promote what is our real need. Prabhupada made me to understand. I love Prabhupada and his teachings, our Guru Parampara's teaching, my spiritual master, the entire Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that I cannot stop sharing it. What it is very practical and scientific. So in that verse, Lord Krishna challenged, O king, you are meditating in the cave for 1,000,000 years. But today I will give you something. So when you have come to the temple, you should seek for that. First thing first. Lord Krishna says, first benediction I will give the moment you meet me or any soul, first time you meet. I remove one thing that everybody is suffering for it. But 99.9% Orlando people never thought about it. Even though they suffer. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur break down this verse. He says, in this world, everybody has a depression, loneliness, the same word, sad feeling. Are you familiar? Is everybody familiar with those English words?
Yeah.
So he says, 3 ways generally you get disappointed. One way you get disappointed, that whatever you want in life, I want to be a doctor. Okay, you could not afford it, or you didn't feel comfortable, or it didn't come through. So you will be disappointed. Or you wanted to marry this girl or marry that boy, something, but it didn't happen because he has another girlfriend. Oh, you are disappointed. Any attachment you have in this world, Lord Krishna boldly declared to who? Muchukunda. I just want to make sure you're paying attention. He literally told Muchukunda, everybody in this world feel depressed or will be disappointed whoever they have any attachment, because death will separate you, or divorce, or disease, something will separate you. You will be disappointed, for sure. And another kind of disappointment or sadness will come from the goal. We want something. So these two, all the psychiatrists, all the psychologists or friend, family member trying to pacify some or other. But Lord Krishna told to Muchukunda, the highest, only highest, the ultimate depression, loneliness that every soul suffers, they never think, especially in Florida. No, he didn't say that, I'm just adding himself. Krishna didn't say Florida, but he said, yes, every conditioned soul suffer that. Now, in order to illustrate this, I have to use an example. Who likes to be very successful materially? Can you raise hand? Just one person? Everybody, just one. Okay. What's your name, Prabhu? Balaram Acharya Das. Tell me what you want in life. Don't look at anybody. Nobody is there, you and me. Tell me, I'm acting on behalf of God. So you will get it. Just tell me everything you want, you will get it. Tell me what you want.
All the necessities of life without...
No, give name. You see if you really thought about it or you're just throwing it.
Wealth,
what do you want?
Wealth,
how much?
fame, renunciation.
No. Tell me how much you want.
Enough that I don't have to worry about.
No, tell me number. You have to calculate your way. Don't. It is not a cheating.
$100 million.
$100 million. Good. What else you want? That's it?
Happiness.
No. You have to give a figure that you calculate.
Fame.
Fame. How much fame? In America or all over the world? What?
Global.
All over. Okay, global. Okay, very good. What else? That's it? Knowledge. How much?
Well, how do I quantify? I would say...
Don't act like a devotee. Just give it as a normal.
I have to be knowledgeable in most of these sciences.
Okay, most of the science. Very good. What else you want? You're going to get. Everything you ask me, you're going to get. So you better ask. What do you want? That's enough? You may see somebody has a beautiful wife more than you. It may cost, so you better calculate everywhere. What else you want?
I'm already married.
Huh?
I have a beautiful life.
You want more beautiful? How many you want? One is enough.
One is enough.
Okay. What else do you want? She may not be able to cook. You want good food? You want good food? I'm helping you. You're not expert. You are not really anywhere I can see.
That part is taken care.
Just chapati. Okay. If you find somebody really wants everything that he calculated, there are some people really calculate. If I have this, you didn't ask for airplane. You want airplane or not? She may ask for it. He will say, well, I don't have money and I don't know how to fly. Now you have to learn. All this, you have to ask all this. So if you have all this, say you have a big island, you have all your, now you may have all this, but your brother is suffering because he has no job. So you will be suffering too. See, you are not expert yet for enjoying material. So you have to say, all my friends and relatives also has to be free of anxiety of income. You have to be like this. Then you have to say, I want all types of food, anything, anytime, available. Then I want soccer field, I want badminton, cricket, everything. That any idea, any friend. You may have a brother visiting you. He say, well, let's play cricket. Well, I don't like. Now you have a disappointment again. So this is not real enjoyment. You have to calculate everywhere. So Lord Krishna says, if you calculate and you are given, just imagine, this Prabhu Acharya has given all the facilities. And now Krishna is challenging. Pay a little very fine print here. Varan Prinita Raja says, Sarvan Kaman Dadamite. Sarvan Kaman. Everything that you desire you may get. Now, just imagine you got everything, okay? What are you going to do now? Can you tell me? You got everything. You got an island, you got 10 million wives, whatever, everything you got. Now what are you going to do? Sit down? What do you want to do?
Enjoy.
Do what? Tell me.
Use them.
Tell me what you do day to day, practical.
Enjoy sports, eat good food.
Okay, you want to enjoy sports. Okay, you played for 2 hours. Then what do you want to do?
Then I'm tired.
You're tired.
Then
You want to, no, go, let's sit. How long you want to rest? 2 hours. I want to see how you enjoy. You really enjoy or just faking it? Okay, you enjoy 2 hours nap. Then what do you want to do? You have all these 10,000 people, all your friends, they also are with you.
I'm hungry.
Okay, you want to eat again?
Yeah.
Okay, you ate for half an hour, 1 hour. Then what do you want to do?
Entertainment.
Entertainment, what? What do you want?
Some other entertainment.
Now what? Tell me.
Any other sport.
Okay, another sports. Then what do you want to do? 2 hours.
Any 3D movies.
3D movie. Then what?
I'm tired again.
Now Lord Krishna says this is the disease. The biggest fine print disease, that you have to do something even after you have everything. Pay attention. You have everything that you want in this world. Hiranyakashipu got. Still, you are tired. Then you get up. You have to do something. Okay, let's play soccer. Okay, well, we are hungry. Why you have to do anything? Why? Because you are not happy. These external things will never satisfy the soul's internal need called Krishna prema. That's why Krishna says, first thing I do, now arhati sochitam. Sochitam means you will never lament, never depress, never will ask. First benediction I give. When we finally meet with the Lord, under Guru's guidance, under Prabhupada's guidance we serve, finally when you meet the Lord face to face in the spiritual world, first benediction you get, you never have to ever lament or need anything. You are fully satisfied. Complete satisfaction. This need that you have to go to rest and eat or do something, always do something, no. Never. This is the first thing, first benediction. How important is this Krishna consciousness? That ultimate happiness is only by the mercy of Prabhupada Krishna consciousness. Otherwise you will be still hungry. You may go to heaven, you may have all these things, you still have to do something to stay happy. Why you have to do anything? Because that's how he keeps us going. Some impetus. You don't need. In Krishna consciousness, ultimate goal when we enter to spiritual realm called Suddha Sattva, pure goodness. First thing Lord Krishna does, remove all our ever material needs. Fully relinquish. Never you need. It is so relief, such a ecstasy feeling that you never want to come back ever. That's why I say, Jat Jatta Nanivartante Tad Dhama Paramamma. Once you obtain that, you never come back. Consciously, you never want to come back. Even if they bribe you, there is no such thing. I'm just giving an example. Even they tell you so much, never you want to come back. Because it is such an extreme happiness. So now it is 7 o'clock. I have a question. What is the problem, Maharaj? Okay. Is there any question? Otherwise Maharaj is going to always answer you and fulfill your questions. Unless you have a question related to this. No question. That means everybody agrees that we will consciously accept the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, and under Sri Bhakti-Vikram Maharaj's guidance we will chant and dance and take prasadam. Gaur Pramanande Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Panchara
Pran Govinda Maharaj ki.
Wow. I didn't know that there is somebody named Pran.
Well, because you were so much people, it makes so much noise.
Yeah, we were at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock? Yeah.
Jai Jai
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Krishna Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Krishna Jaya
Sukadaya Krishna Kristaya Kutale Bhakti Bhakti Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare 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 Namaste Nrsimhaya. Namaste